that's all right. Yeah, shall we? Oh, that didn't mean you disappear, do you? Come on,
I may come back a little bit later, John.
All right, see you later on. All right, so good afternoon. My name's Jon Whitty. My Barry Todd Hunter, no, my colleague Barry Todd Hunter.
Partner in crime.
Some have said we're twins, only our mother can tell us apart, but I don't think that's true. So we've got a workshop here. I put together this little workshop called Vive La Bok Revolution. Now, I hope you realise that you're going to become a partner in crime with me, because, well, as things will unfold in a moment, hopefully this will be a good exercise, an intellectual exercise for you. So, as I said, I'm Jon Whitty, my colleague Barry Todd Hunter. We're from USQ. We're based at a campus about 25 kilometres south of Brisbane. There we deliver our master's programs in project management, amongst other things. But we deliver the master's program. We've got a large amount of students on our course. This is just a short little advert for us. Somewhere between 200 and 300 students on the master's course at any one time. We deliver the program on campus, so the 3-day intensive workshops that we run at Springfield, or we have a large distance learning program where we provide students with course materials online and all that sort of stuff. So if you wanted to know any more, there's a link at the bottom there, plus there's some stuff on the material so you can have a look at. So we've also got afternooners tea as well if you want to sort of discuss some of those things, or some of the stuff relating to the workshop. So today's workshop is highly structured. Comprises 5 sessions, which are preceded by a prologue and preceded by a closing discussion. And the sessions in the main begin with some sort of activity that we've got. They last for about sort of 20 minutes, so we've got about 20 minutes per each activity. They'll be done individually and then as a sort of group around the table. And then I've also got, at the end of each sort of session, a sort of a formal presentation. So I want you to consider that a bit of almost like a book reading, because I've got 10-minute or 15-minute pieces to deliver to you. One of the things I find, you might see this differently, but when I attend workshops or presentations, there can be a lot of arm waving at PowerPoints, and 20 minutes can go past like that, and anything considered is not, it's quite short really. So I've spent some time thinking about these 15, 20-minute packages. So I'm going to sort of deliver them after we've done the little workshop sessions. So that's the outline. The sessions 1, sessions 2, sessions 3, of course it's punctuated rather nicely with afternoon tea. All right, the prologue. So when Charles Darwin published The Origin of Species, the Church of England were not very disturbed about this whole situation, because, well, they'd often encouraged people to not take the Bible literally. It was a sort of a metaphorical thing. But what did disturb them, though, was that when Darwin showed them that nature doesn't care, and that the beauty that one perceives in a sort of harmonious meadow is actually a facade which conceals a natural world that's locked into a vicious and brutal struggle to survive, where all life is hungry, where animals are afraid and largely destined to die a horrific death. Of course, this facade of the harmonious woodland is cleverly conjured up by our human brains, which also conjures up the facade of how our social environment works, including that of the corporate work environment. Beneath the facade of reporting on project status, managing stakeholders' expectations, and being in control of the project, there is a brutal struggle for human survival. So by extension, there is also a brutal struggle for the attention of project managers and their organizations. People are struggling for your attention. The combatants in this struggle range under the various banners of project management professional bodies, project management textbook authors, academics, academic institutions, government agencies, private consultative and training organisations, and conference organisers. They're all baying for our attention. So during this workshop, we'll meet some ideas that come from evolutionary psychology, and they also come from a topic called existentialism. So I'll explain these and unpack these as we go along. So evolutionary psychology attempts to understand the human mind, our human behaviour, and our human society in terms of the pressures that shape them. Existentialism is compatible with this, the central tenet of which is that existence precedes meaning. That is, things materialise and then we give them meaning after the fact. So both of these ideas will help us, I hope, scupper the advances of those who fight for our attention and for our attention for the project managers and for their organisations. So today we understand better how ideas spread and dominate through our culture. Like professional institutions, these act as a mechanisms for the spreading to take place. Another catalyst for the spread of ideas, of course, is the internet. And as we shall see, I think the internet we can use to help us as project managers look for far better options than might be contained within the Bok.
So session 1, an assembly of notables is convoked. The French Revolution marks an extraordinary moment when the people of France realized that they could change their society. Not just change their institutions, but change human behavior itself through political action. It also marks a change in direction from what we might call the old world to new, to this, the modern world. The event shook the foundations of Europe, and its impact could be felt across the world. It is possibly, like the Industrial Revolution and the birth of capitalism, one of the most significant events in Western history. It swept away religion, nobility, and of course the king. It brought nourishment and democracy to the people and established a new order of society. But none of this would come without a cost, even to the revolution. Previously, society was structured in a way that gave wealth and security to the clergy and nobility, and very little to the rest of people. But then the people used the tools of reason and scientific inquiry to challenge this tradition, and so was the birth of the age we now call the Enlightenment. If one were to consider the Enlightenment movement spoke with one voice, it would have said, don't trust authority or anything you've been told, but think it out for yourself, investigate, reason and test it. Don't let others tell you what to think. Let us apply this evolutionary and highly skeptical way of thinking to project management. Let us consider this room to work like one of those coffee houses in Paris that fostered revolutionary discussion and debate. In here, we will utilize the thinking and social tools of reason, discussion and experiment to debate our current situation with regards to the state of project management. And when I say state, I do not just mean let us discuss and debate the conditions of the discipline we call project management. I also mean let us discuss and debate the sovereign political powers of project management that have now come to occupy and control almost all of our work and workplaces. Now, some may be uncomfortable by what transpires here. Some might even consider our actions to be a conspiracy against the clergy and nobility of project management, and that the consequences of our meeting and discussing such things are equal to project management heresy. Well, my views on aspects of project management and the matter of complex project management are already, as some web blogs suggest, heretical, and as we shall see, I'm not alone. Now, in this workshop, we'll discuss and debate how a politicized view of the project dominates the project management body of knowledge and drives behavior which is neither helpful to the project we're concerned with or to us, the managers. At the end of our pseudo coffee house meeting, I hope we can arrive at a plan of action that would lead us towards a constitution for action that breathes liberty and democracy into project management.